Hello and welcome. Today I am unboxing, well, I already unboxed TE01 Transform Element, their version of Optimus Prime, and it's a good thing I did unbox it first because I had to do some things to it, and I'll show you that when I get later. So, box is pretty plain. Like, I don't know if it's always been like this. Mine's more or less black and white. I thought they might have sent me a black version of Optimus Prime at first, but pretty plain box, pretty cool. I put the extra head on because the original head just looks a little too round for me, and this one looks more cartoon accurate. Comes with a saddle, even though it doesn't come with the trailer. I don't have any other Masterpiece Primes, so I'm not sure if it will fit the 10 or 44 version 3 trailers. Maybe, maybe not. Blaster looks pretty cool. It's just looks like it's just molded plastic. The silver is painted, and that's about it. But it lights up, and I mean, it fits them really well. Plus, it looks really good. It looks pretty accurate from what I can remember, at least. And then last thing, it does come with the axe. I'm not going to put it on right now because this clip attaches very well, but it comes apart, and then I have to pry this off. And I have not tried to glue that in just yet, but it does look pretty good. So, little size comparison. Got my Masterpiece 12 plus side swipe, and I think he scales pretty well. Masterpiece Ratchet and Ironhide, a little bit taller. Again, scales pretty well to them as well. Now, before I go into articulation, I had to modify these spring releases for his shoulders. Little die-cast pieces on this shoulder, which is why you can even see it as far away the camera is. A little bit of paint missing there. I had to use pliers to squeeze that enough to pop this off. The other side was fine. I had to either use this to push it down or my finger, but fingers are a little big for that. But I modified it, so now I can just pop them right off, but they still nice and secure on both sides. All I did on both of them was, let's see how close I can get. Yeah, you can kind of see how it's notched. I used a knife and I cut the plastic away. And I'd go once, twice across to make it level. I'd check it. Once, twice across, make it level, check it. And I did that. Took me probably about half an hour of going little by little. But now, both of them, I mean, that's great. That's so much better than it was. And now, because of that, he has a little bit of a butterfly, which he did not have before because they were locked. Nothing new on the rest of the shoulders, but I just popped that out. There it is. Okay, smokestack kind of popped out a little. One smokestack is very, very stiff. The other one is a little loose, and the pins, I don't know if the pin on this side is a little longer or if the plastic is molded wrong, but I got to really force this one in for the truck transformation. And then this is a little looser than this side is. Thankfully, it's not a big deal to me. But honestly, after getting them, I had some thoughts. You know, maybe it'll be worth it. Maybe it's a mistake and I should go for MP44. Other than having to do those little mods, and, you know, I'll probably get a decal set for him for at least his Autobot symbol. But this I don't regret buying this at all, and I have no plans of buying the MP44 after getting this guy. I mean, he doesn't have an ab crunch or some of the accessories that 44 has. But honestly, I don't think I could ask for a better figure. If I can, I'll get the 10, but that's just because I want the Ghostbusters version. So, different paint. That's special. But this guy, no. He is, I really don't care what anybody says. I think he's better than 44. I mean, he's just so much cleaner, especially in truck mode as well. And I got no problems with any of his joints. Is that about to fall? A little bit. Goes back. I mean, come on, I know 44, you can't just go bending the knee like this all day and be perfectly fine. You got those knee problems. Not this guy. So anyway, let's transform him. Go ahead and do that right now. Open that up. See, I unfolded the hands a little bit. Let's see if I can still get them in there. Nope. Hands are a little nitpicky. You got to get them in there just right. There we go. Okay, good. That's one. This is what I get from changing the position of the hands right before I started the video, even though he was in truck mode beforehand. Could have left the hands alone, but nah. Let's see. Curl those up. There it is. There it is. Okay, cool. Got it. Boom. There. Separate the back. You got the two pegs in here. Now that I've done the shoulder mod, this is the only part about the transformation that is annoying. Because I only have two hands. I gotta pull this. There it is. I gotta get these two tabs out of these two slots on both sides, and that's... I only have so many hands. All right. Let's see. Yep, ready to go. Separate that. There we go. There, that one. Good. Flip the head around. Bring that down. And that's the same on each head. Bring the ears down. Flip up and rotate. Great. Okay. Got arms out of the way, the back out of the way. Next up, bring the truck front down. Flip that in. There we go. That releases a lever that allows you to just pull the whole thing up. Flip around. Flip this up. There we go. Then silver pieces flip in, and all of it just rotates in. Good. Now, flip that, disconnect the sides. There we go. And disconnect these. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to flip these up and over. I definitely do some of this out of sequence, but unlike on some of my others where it's just because I forget the exact 100% order of the steps, this one I actually do out of sequence a little bit for sake of ease and simplicity. So here's what we got so far. Those are flipped up. That's flipped up and folded in. That's flipped out. I've already rotated that around the shaft that it slides up on. So now you gotta pull that up. I'm gonna pull the legs down. See how they are up there? I'm gonna just pull them down. I'm gonna rotate this around. Get my finger out of the way. There we go. And I'm gonna just let that sit like that for right now, right? I'll come back to that when I'm ready. And this one, I just let it sit there and flop. Now, move my camera down a little bit. Cool. Legs. Let's see, I'm gonna pop these. I'm going to extend the knee, flip down the kneecap. Good. Next, I'm going to pull up on the bottom ever so slightly while I'm pushing down from the top. There we go. Because it slides and rotates. Then I'll fold that in. I'll fold it in all the way in a second. Now this upper piece is going to slide, but it's got a tab, and that tab is actually secure, which is a good thing, but let's see. Oh, okay, come on. Almost. There's a gap. Perfect. And then you just rotate it down. Now get the leg out of the way. Rotate that all the way. Rotate that all the way. Good. Same thing over here. That's all the way. There we go. There we go. You want that all the way down. Okay, again with this tab. Sometimes the spudger kind of helps, but you still got to lift up on both sides, so it's only going to help so much. I'm going to do this number here. You got a little wiggle. There we go. See, it's just that tab. It's a good thing that it's tight, but my fingernails are already really worn out just from work. So, it's honestly a little bit painful at the moment. There we go. Okay. So now we got it exploded. Like that. Now we're going to flip this, rotate it, flip it again. We're going to take this, wrong way, flip it that way, bring it around, tab, gets locked in. Good. Now we'll just bring it all around. And just clip everything together. That clips in there, those pieces clip together, and this hinge for the foot you want looking like that. Then you bring that down, you flip this panel up, and that's one leg done. Rinse and repeat. Flip up, separate, bring over and clip, flip around, flip up, and lock. Oops, there it is. Got caught on something for a second. Flip you around. Oh. There we go. Lock, lock, down, flip, rotate, done. Now I'm going to swing both of these down. And we're going to rotate them up. Now you see how I had that just sitting there? Now, the book says that this bumper, getting it into place, is pretty much the last step. I like to do it now. Because the way it goes, these pieces have to get above this gray piece. And it's a little, you got to be careful the angle is right now, but once these wheels are in the way, it's a little bit more difficult, especially if you're trying not to scratch the blue painted surfaces. There we go. Got it. So it's in there. And now, again, rotate things down. Make sure that the front of the truck is out of the way this time. Working to make sure to get it underneath the folded robot chest. Clip those together. And now, bring that down and clip it into the front of the wheel arches. There we go. Now I can take that. I'm just gonna fold it up. Make sure that this is out of the way. There it is. There we go. Okay, this wasn't sitting right, but it is now. There we go. That's the front of it. Now the back of it, or I should say the cab. So, pop those out. Remember, if you haven't done anything about the plastic or that die-cast piece, you do need to push in on those to, you're just going to angle it up enough that you can slide the plastic past it. It's annoying. I recommend doing something about it, either shaving the die-cast down or shaving the plastic down. Unless maybe your springs aren't as tight as mine. But I hear that that's a common issue. Get this. There we go. Good. Okay. Now, I'm going to bring those down. Fold those out. There we go. Let that sit. Now, let me show you before. So, this is really loose for me. This side is not. So you need to pull the red piece back on the slider, flip it up, and then you flip the whole thing up, right? Yeah, do it after you rotate that around so you have the truck facade sitting out. This side, because of how loose it is, I am going to flip the truck upside down so that gravity works with me and not against me. I'm holding it with one finger right now. There we go. So now, while gravity is helping me on that, flip that down so that it's, you know, the side of the truck. I made sure to flip out that triangle earlier when I did the arms. Now, I'm going to start to rotate it in. I'm not going to go all the way just yet because of that back panel. I'm going to do same thing over here. I'm going to start to get it all in, but let's take these smokestacks, stick them out. There we go. Okay. You're going to just push this into there. There we go. I'm trying to go careful to not scratch anything. There we go. Okay, we're not done, but we're getting there. I'm going to just that one's good. I am colliding with something. Don't worry, that was the spudger snapping, not the actual toy. There we go. Just needed a tiny bit of persuasion. Now I'm going to just bring those down So tab on the red piece is going to slot into the wheel arch, and it has to go underneath that triangle. So there's that one. Make sure to do the same over here. Oh, you also have the round pegs on the center that go into the holes on the shoulders. Get those squeezed in. See what I mean? This piece has to go above, the triangle has to go above the piece we just folded down. And there it is. Clamp together, clamp the front. Windows close. Mirrors folded out by themselves, but make sure you do that. Smokestacks out to the right. This can just go down. And make sure everything looks good. There we go. Last thing. These are like a rubber or a very flimsy plastic, so try and rotate as close to the peg as possible. Boom. Now, unfortunately, there is no way to store any of the guns. Or, sorry, the gun or the axe, any of the weapons. This, however, just tabs in right here in the middle. But there it is. And again, you compare them to MP44. 44 may have more uniform color, because right here, the window and the hinges are, honestly, noticeably darker than the painted die-cast or the red plastic. Let's see, yep, there it is. You can see it on camera. To some people, that color difference is going to be incredibly annoying. It's going to be enough to turn them off this figure. Look at that, you can see it there. I'm not bothered by it. It is a bit of an eyesore, I will admit. And I do wish they could have color matched. These are die cast. The U-shaped piece here is die cast. If you have two die cast pieces right next to each other, why is one a different color than the other? They're both die cast. Makes no sense to me. I don't know if it's laziness or an oversight or what. So that is a gripe I have, is the difference in colors. The spring clips for the shoulders, you should not have to modify a figure, period, to be able to transform it back and forth. And other than that, I do wish these were a little bit sturdier, because this one especially, it's self-induced, but I continuously forget to move this down first when I'm going back to robot mode. So of course I go to pull this open and I just bend that out. And since it is rubber, you see it's not sitting against the windshield. This one is better, but again, I've forgotten on both sides. So I do wish that those were a hard plastic, so that it wouldn't give me any give. So when I try to release that, I wouldn't be able to. And oh, there it is. It's also on me for forgetting. I get that, but eventually those are going to wear down. And then other than that, though, those are my only real gripes. He's got rubber-ish wheels, but everything does roll, even on my piece of cardboard with the pillowcase over it. Little squeaky wheels, it's fine. He just needs a brake job. Other than those couple of gripes, though, he's fantastic. And I like I said, I don't have an MP44 or a 10 to put next to him, but based on the pictures I see, other than him being a little bit cleaner, especially in the back, I don't see a difference. Not a major difference, not one that would justify the price point of the MP44, especially now that we're up to the 44S version, so I'm sure the original 44s are probably more expensive now than they were when they first came out. Even the S version, $250 right now. I get it that it might be worth that. It does have the silver stripe, but that's really it. And labels. I know Toy Hacks makes a silver stripe for it. Plus, if you're comfortable and you're good at painting, you can paint it. So I think that's about it. Overall, with these, I and just the since it is a third party, it doesn't have the faction logo, and with the axe that I've got to glue that together, I had to do the mods. I would say overall, he's about a 8 out of 10, 7 at the worst. And I mean, I do really love him, so that is I'm trying to be objective. Um, Trying to make sure I point out the flaws that I noticed, and that's about all I can think of. Overall, overall, I would recommend him if you don't have any other version of Prime, or if you just can't afford the official Takara Prime. I think third party wise, he's excellent. Now, I know Magic Square has one. I've not tried that, so maybe he's better. If you want to add a crunch, you're out of luck on him. If certain points of articulation are deal breakers to you, that's a different story. His hands do move, but thumb on 2 points, finger on 2 points, and these three on two, but they're all together. I did forget to show that before I transformed him. My bad. But overall, like I said, I'd say 8 out of 10. He's great. I love him. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.